Oh, yeah. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hey, sounds like bird visual. It looks like it's working. The chat. All right, let's do this. Check, check, check. 15 May. Why isn't it playing? Of course. Well, good morning. Yeah, I decided to do the dead tired thing. All heavy metal waking you up. Like your alarm clock should do every morning. Be the loudest thing waking you up, irritating the crap out of you. And then you slowly get up and, yeah, make that coffee and take care of personal business before you go over there in your fluffy slippers and your robe to get the coffee. So good morning, y'all. Good morning, Lady D. How you doing? You slept well, but you got relaxed at the desk. Oh, believe me. I was in and out last night, and then I woke up and I was over at Cola's with Tin and Yorga and Pootie Toot and Bonnie and a couple others. And yeah, about 2, almost 3 hours. And then I lay back down, got up at 6, and I'm like, yeah. Well, I got my butt out at about 8 o'clock, so I better start working on the stream. Oh, coffee first. Yep. So hopefully everybody's doing good. It's the 15th of May. Woohoo. Currently 74 degrees and sunny. UV's going to be out of this world again starting at 1 o'clock. Going to be close to triple digits, but not probably going to make it today. We're pushing the triple digits. North, northeast, east, southeast, somewhere around there. Yeah, it's time to share the heat. Yeah, the last 2 days are terrible, especially yesterday. They we had a couple of water line breakages around the town, and unfortunately, one affected my street. Yeah, so I didn't have water almost all day long. I was dying too because I didn't know I didn't have no water while I was doing all the dirty work. And I went to go wash my hands, and I said, okay, I better cook something for lunch because I skipped breakfast. And guess what happened? Yep, you got it. All I got was air. I'm like, what? Nah, I could use some of my water reserves, but that's for cooking and for, drinking, surviving. So I said, nope. So I stayed dirty most of the day until they finally got the water up about 7 o'clock last night. Felt so good. Anyway, you don't want to hear my problems. So breaking. Let's see where it's at. I don't want to talk about CNN. They're a bunch of, hoo-has. So let's see. I'm trying to see. There it goes. Breaking about 3 hours ago, spect.com has a video out. It's called Japan. Sakurajima volcano erupts. Ashball warning issued. Also, so another volcano's erupted, and guess what? They're still keeping an eye on Mount Spur in Alaska. They're still keeping an eye on Mount St. Helens. It's had over 200 earthquakes in, I think, the last 30 days. And that's a major. Most of them have been 3.0 or smaller, but, everybody's like, oh, it's only that. It's like, yeah, but how much does a 2.0 really affect the volcano down there? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I guarantee they don't have the science down for the volcanoes with the earthquakes. They just know when we get a lot of earthquakes and it starts bulging, it's going to blow. They couldn't tell you the science between how much pressure those earthquakes actually build or release. So, yeah. And here's one of the reasons I don't want private universities getting freaking federal funding. Associated Press across their wire stated that Harvard thought it had a cheap copy of the Magna Carta. It turned out to be an extremely rare copy. Now, these private universities, and I do say private, why are they getting billions of dollars from the federal government, which is our tax money, so they can buy freaking stuff like that? So, in reality, since it's our tax money, would the Magna Carta actually be ours? And Harvard needs to turn it over so we can put it in, let's say, what's that place that all the history stuff disappears? Yeah. They showed on the Indiana Jones. Yeah. I'm hearing construction vehicles. Are they going to shut the water off again today? I hope not. It's going to be a hot one again. Alrighty, and I'm going to try this, what do you call it? This other browser, see if it actually saved my links to the recalls. I started saving them last night. We'll see here in a minute. But being on 10 TVs last night, I threw something across the chat and didn't get no response because I think, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, depending on the time zone you're in, yeah, they didn't understand the factual what I was talking about. They did mention, and they're talking about these trillions of dollars that certain agencies and the government had smuggled to build these bunkers and underground tunnels and cities and stuff. So I threw out there, it's like, okay, well, you're talking about that. What if all these recalls, and this is just if, it's not conspiracy, just maybe somebody could look into it even more. I'm just a one person show here, so I don't got the baggage for the thing on this one. But what if all these recalls are just made up because they're going down the list of everything they need to collect to put in these bunkers when something happens? It was like, oh, We're short about a million cases of tomato sauce. All right, let's put that on the recall list. Possibility? Sure. Let's just call it Listeria or Salmonella. Those are the most common ones when we recall stuff. Think about it. Hmm. Possibility? I don't know how big the possibility percentage, but I'm pretty sure somebody has the time or the team to look into it. Psst. All right. Let's see what else. What's going on? So, USA Today's reported about an hour ago, hurricane forecasters are bringing back the regular tropical weather outlooks. And they even ask, what's that? Well, about a week or two ago, they're saying, oh, we're going to have really bad hurricanes. But they didn't put a list out. And now they're backtracking, going, no, it's just going to be a normal one. So that's what it is, USA Today. You need to get somebody who knows something about weather. When the water's dropping down from the sky, it's two things. Either a pipeline broke and all the water's spewing out of it, somebody opened up a fire hydrant, or it's raining. Easy peasy. Come on now. I'll be going to chat here in a second. Just want to cover one more, and then we'll go from there. Fox News are reporting what I've been talking about for a long time. Cruise ship crime reaches 2-year high, casting dark cloud for travelers, experts say. Well, I told you, you want to go on Carnival and all these cruise ships, you want to take a flight to the Bahamas and all that, be prepared. You're out of your element. You can't carry your self protection devices, and you're at the mercy of whatever laws are there. And yeah, is your life, your savings you take with you, or that vacation really necessary? Yeah, you be the judge, but if you go over there and become a victim, don't be crying help. Yeah, more people turning up missing, dead, yeah, or in jail because they tried to take it upon their hands instead of calling the local police, which you got to pay off too. Don't believe it? Oh yeah, there's a black market out there. Yeah, think about it. All right, let me check chat real quick. It's good to see you too, Lady D. Hey, Zebus Bomb. Good morning. How you doing? I'm still trying to picture how Lady D sprawled out on her computer desk this morning, waiting for that coffee to brew. Or did her head hit the keyboards and now she's got imprint of the letters on her forehead? Ziva Mom's alive and above ground. Well, that's good to know because she shouldn't be below ground yet. Yeah. I did read an interesting story the other day. I won't say where, but type it, Google it, Bing it, whatever you want to do, DuckDuckGo it. But some places, and I'll say which cities and all that because these are in the U.S., are starting to not allow you to be buried 6 feet under. You're either going to be buried deeper or you can't be buried. So when I looked into that story, I'm like, oh, there are states out there that you could actually bury your loved one in your own property. Of course, you got to check with your local city, county, and state regulations to see what and where. But hey, Lady D says, I'm a little disappointed that I put too much sugar in the coffee. I think I'll just add more now. More sugar? Okay, Lady D, I've done that before, and I'll tell you what, you get another coffee cup, you split that coffee into 2 cups, and then you refill both cups, and then you try them to see which one has less sugar, but just the way you like it. Yeah, and you'll find out both of them taste better once you mix it. So, yeah. Now you got 2 dishes to wash, but hey, that's the penance you got to do for, yeah, adding too much sugar in the first place. All right, let me see. What's this browser called? Yeah, I've been purposely not mentioning it, but see if I can get it to pop up. Man, which way do you want to go? Are they going to let me go to my folders? Well, where are they? Oh my god. Try to make it real easy. I made a new folder. I labeled it as a recalls. And now I can't even find that one. And when I saved it, it was like, hey, right there. Let's see. And of course, it didn't save it as separate ones. All right. This was, I believe, posted, yesterday. For first and foremost, this is coming from Newsweek.com. Tomatoes recalled in 14 states as FDA sets highest risk level for tomatoes. Yeah, think about it. Okay, two separate recalls have been classified as Class 1, the most serious warning level by the Food and Drug Administration because of potential salmonella contamination in raw tomato products distributed across multiple U.S. states. I'm trying to see the name. They got so much. They're produced by Wheeling Farms, Repack LLC, under the brand name of Hanshaw and Kaplan Farms. Company is in Florida. All different sizes, distributed across a number of states. Potential contamination of salmonella, a bacteria that can cause serious, sometimes fatal infections in young children, elderly people, and those with a weakened immune system. Determines the high level of risk to consumers associated with a recall. Ooh, a healthy person, so it'd be considered a healthy person. If you get infected with salmonella, often experience fever, diarrhea, which may be bloody, ew, nausea, vomiting, and abdominal pain. In rare circumstances, infection with salmonella can result in organism getting into the bloodstream, producing more severe illnesses such as arterial infections, infected aneurysms, endocarditis, and arthritis. And they list all the labels for all the cans and packaging stuff. Let's see. It affects Indiana, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Maryland, Michigan, North Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Recalls started on April 30th, and they're being classified up to 1 by the FDA on the 13th. And class 1 designation indicates that use or exposure to them may cause serious adverse health consequences or death. Yeah. So that's the reason I wanted to bring that one up. And there was others too on there, and I want to know where they went to because I had more than one. I'm gonna try to put them in the folder. They freaking just saved one. I think they deleted the other one. Did you know that diet is linked to longer and better sleep? Hmm. I think it's basically when you eat, what you eat, and yeah. Puts those Cheetos down at 10 o'clock at night when you got to get to bed and you've been sleeping too long. A lady says she's still upset with a tomato recall. I just picked up eggplants because I will be eating tomatoes. Yeah, that's a recommendation there. Yeah, you got to grow your own. Less chance for salmonella. Yeah. Well, Ziva's mom saying all tomatoes she bought lately have sprouted inside. Hmm. Ew. Okay. Well, there's a couple of things you're bringing up. Okay. Oh man. Okay. Well, I did read a story yesterday from the UK. I can't remember the place it came from, so you'll have to search it yourself. But they were telling people that we're growing food in potted plants that they needed to take them off the ground, lift them up, and then watch the watering of their plants. Now they haven't been hit with a heat wave yet, but they were talking about the heat and how the dirt fertilizer and all that is different in a potted plant versus in the ground. They didn't cover anything about the ground being hotter, but I think they're finally experiencing what us in the U.S. have been doing the last couple of years. The ground actually being hotter. And yes, I did first report it before everybody else. And now we know all these lava flows underneath our ground are moving and they're coming up and they're heating the ground. And so sometimes the crops are dying. They blame it on drought, but is it really the drought? What does lava do to roots and plants? Yep, so just watch your potted plants because you know how they say those fear mongers, what happens there is going to come here. Well, if they shut the airlines down and limit people coming in until they get vetted, we wouldn't have that problem with a lot of things, like over 1,000 cases of measles now and other diseases we got. Yeah. Oh yeah, jalapeno plants are going to save you for a lot of reasons. Like deer, if you live near the woods and the deers like to come up to eat your plants. Once deers have one of those jalapenos, they ain't touching none of your plants. They're out of there. And yeah, squirrels. Oh yeah, mine. I get the squirrels don't even attack my gardens when I have gardens now. They have learned it's like that yard. They got something that burns our butts. We can't even process the nuts we eat because it hurts us so bad after eating his plants. Oh, that's the cool thing, though, Ziva. You can just get the jalapeno plants. I get the serranos because those are the ones that really I've noticed a lot of bugs and animals don't like. Plus, I love to eat them and put them in my sauces and food. But you don't have to eat them. You just get in them as a protection device against the animals. We don't use pesticides. Hey, Jory, how you doing? Now we're just talking about things, recalls, food, things going on around the world about plants and stuff, and yeah, volcanoes blowing up everywhere. And we did have a couple of earthquakes over in Ohio the other day. Can't remember the locations, but looking and slicing through all this stuff during the heat, yeah, it's kind of hard. So let me look real quick. Oh, what was that? I got to go back to chat and see what Lady D said to remind me of the second thing. She wrote stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Covered the potted plants. Oh yeah. Did you know after you reach a certain age, eggplants are bad for your body, Lady D? And this is for everybody, not only Lady D, but she mentioned eggplants. It doesn't matter how you cook or prepare the eggplant. Once you reach close to 60 or over, you should avoid eggplants altogether. They have a way to affect your organs in your body, and it'll bring you to a near-death experience sooner than you would if you just avoided eating eggplants. So as you get older, keep an eye out because, yeah, you're going to have to cut off the eggplants. But I, there's other plants and vegetables and all that out there. They did one study and they showed broccoli, so one vegetable you should not eat. I'm like, you got to be kidding. I love broccoli. And I finally got in the thing and all that. And it's like, oh no, broccoli's a good one. They recommend you eating that all the time. Put it in smoothies if you can. That'll really help your body. But yeah. Then they finally got to the beast of the problem. They'll kill you if you eat it. And, yeah. You ain't missed the death out, Zeba's mom. The first time I had eggplant was probably about 5 years ago at my sister's house. She made it and wrapped it, and it was bacon and other stuff. It was okay. To me, it was like a better tasting version of tofu, but not something to write home about and want the recipe and make it here at home. So you ain't missing out. So needless to say, I got the article and emailed it to my sister. Said, "Thanks, sis. I see you're trying to kill me. I'm still waiting for a response back." So, but yeah, let's see what else. Had a long list of stuff I can't even remember, but I covered the two that Lady D reminded me. Let's see what else. Another bank is going to be closing down several dozens of locations, but it's an odd bank. I'll click on it to get the name again. I never heard of the bank, but hey, you know, it's called Santander Bank. It's got 18 branches across the U.S. It is Spanish company owned. So, if you bank with a bank that sounds like what I just said, then you may want to check your bank, see they're going to close the location and how soon. You may want to get your money out. Yeah. So I don't know. I saw a preview for something or another, and y'all remember the actress Jane Seymour, correct? Well, she's still kicking and going there, and she's following the footsteps of Sophia Loren. She actually looks pretty good for her age. She's got to be in her 70s or 80s, and she still looks good. Now, don't, no, 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 don't get your mind out of the gutter. Get it off the curb. Lift it up off your curb on your desktop. I'm not saying, hey, look, Trust said he'd hit that. I'm just saying she looks good, but she's always dressed well. Even she's always even looked good when she was in jeans out in public and stuff. She's just one of those like, oh, what was her name? She played Kelly on Charlie's Angels. She had her own something Smith. That's all I can think of. Oh, Jacqueline Smith. Yep. She always dressed well. Nothing frivolous like all the ones that ride the red carpet. But yeah, they carried themselves and they kept out of politics. Oh, she's 74. Well, you see, 74 and she still looks good. Thank you, Mike. And good morning. Boy, I'm glad you didn't put that in there, Ziva. When I started talking about, yeah, Jane Seymour. I can see it now. I mentioned Jane Seymour's. I'd never eaten one. Guess I'm too old now. Sorry, I just looked up for what Mike put. I'm like, okay, never mind. I'm always looking for stuff in chat I can just throw in there. Now blink it by. Come on. Everybody's either at work or sleeping late. I don't know. Maybe they're just like, rah, 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 because of the weather. Who knows? Uh-oh. So I watched a series, and I'm not even going to mention it, the name of it. But you remember back in the late '70s, early '80s, they sent out a spacecraft across the cosmos, and they put a golden record in every language to try to contact aliens. Yeah, it's not Skylab; it's something else. Skylab already fell down, but they'd sent a satellite out, and it went to the farthest reaches and all that. Well, I watched I'm pretty sure it was Netflix. Might have been Prime. I watch too much TV when I'm doing stuff, especially when I'm microscoping. But yeah, they had a movie, and it actually turned out pretty good. And it was about this satellite that they sent out there. Well, originally you didn't even know it was about the satellite, so spoiler alert. No, not really. That's why I'm not giving the name. But it was about a female astronaut, and I think I might have mentioned this on the last stream. I don't remember. And the husband and the daughter and everything they went through. So yeah, it's very heartwarming, and yeah, it throws in the twist about aliens and all that other stuff. So, and I'm gonna blow up another conspiracy for y'all people that believe in aliens. Really, really. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, Borgia won. Thank you, Mike. I couldn't remember it. That coffee hasn't kicked in on me. I'm kind of worried if I drink my coffee, my forehead gonna hit the keyboards like the lady did. Dee did. She got me worried. But I didn't put too much sugar in mine, so I'm hoping that it doesn't affect me like it affected her. I think that sugar rush got her. Um, I don't want to know about that, but okay, let's see. Say, 1 hour ago, USA Today's reported the Supreme Court's taking up birthright citizenship today. What's at stake in the major Trump case? Well, if you know the history of the birthright thing, yeah, that goes in, you know, that was back in the slavery days thing, so why they try to fix it. Imagine if they didn't put that out there, then all the slaves got freed, they'd deport them all back then. Think about it. But all these people that are coming across illegally and then dropping a kid, you know, Supreme Court's got to be very careful on that one because you could take it as human smuggling. Yeah. Lady smuggling a kid in her belly to drop it off in another country. Think about it. Don't believe me? Well, yeah. Then you don't know the whole picture like I do because I've been watching across the country. A lot of fire departments now have baby boxes. Trust, what's a baby box? It's for these people that don't want to have their kids anymore, or they give birth to a kid they didn't want. Instead of them throwing it in the dumpster or leaving an abandoned apartment till it dehydrates and passes away, they can now take it to the fire departments, put it in the box, no questions asked, and the state will go ahead and take care of the baby and give it a nice home. If you trust the state. That's the next question on the whole matter, so think about it. Human smuggling, That's a good possibility. It's a 50-50 until they rule. Just depends how the Supreme Court's going to rule on it. And there you go. Lady's been reading my mind. Now she's talking about food for the homeless. Yeah, but a lot of stories today breaking out on mainstream media. So many that I can't even mention all of them. Just pick one and go look at their articles. Everybody is complaining about the federal cuts in the SNAP program and the food stamp program and all that. Don't believe everything that you see, read, or hear from mainstream media. How many times you got to keep reminding people? They're cutting out a lot of the stuff because the people that don't, you know, I won't say don't deserve, but they ain't citizens and they're illegally. Why are they getting it? For 4 years, they're getting the federal funding while the U.S. citizens were getting it to live in a nice hotel, live life of luxury, and yeah, get food. And they're getting food stamps too, SNAP, and all this other crap. So the federal government decided, okay, well, we're going to cut this down. We're going to cut the federal funding down because, yeah, and they're putting the responsibility on the states. The state wants to use their free money on the illegals, then use your money on the illegals. Piss off your citizens, the taxpayers that you get the money from. Yeah, let the governors deal with it. Don't believe me? Read the story about Newsom. He's now thinking about cutting off health care for undocumented workers or undocumented people in California. Why is that? Less money in his pocket and he wants to get more in. Who knows? Read the story, find out. Yeah. But a lot of these food banks, they didn't regulate who could use them. And I'm going to tell you right now, worked for a food bank, an actual food bank, not the church ones. Those are pantries. There is a difference between a food bank and a pantry. And a lot of people don't realize that. But a lot of the food banks, too, are run by morons, I will put it. And I got on the ground freaking experience on that. They get 6 digit plus, and they make up these stupid rules with some of the board members that shouldn't be board members. And yeah, and let's just put it this way: the requirements to qualify for the food at the food bank, yeah, you just got to show a need. And a lot of people, especially like I'll say Dallas, when the pandemic hit, freaking you had 3/4 of Dallas freaking going to the food bank, lining up the drive-through to get free food. Well, that's because they had to freaking buy their alcohol, their freaking cigarettes, and they had to buy freaking, their drugs while they're partying at home. And when I get free food, well, they're spending their extra money on that stuff. Too many people live beyond their means, and now they got all these freaking bills. Well, I understand about housing. I understand about having a vehicle if you got a job. Okay, you got to have electricity, running water. No, don't get me wrong. But if I could live with $20,000 or less a year, why can't these other people do it? And I don't want to hear, well, because they got kids. I didn't tell them to have all those kids. I'm not trying to be heartless. I'm just trying to say you got to take care of your budget. You got to live within your means. Went overboard, find a way to get out of it. The biggest one is, yeah, the illegals. Why haven't the churches started stepping up, take care of the illegals? They used to do it way back when. I remember when churches used to take care of the whole community. Now they're only taking care of themselves because, they need a 3-story mansion for their pastor to live in. Because, he's got 2 kids and he needs 2 brand new Cadillacs. Yeah. So, Not trying to be heartless, but even the food banks, you hear them when they get interviewed. All these people are going to lose food. They can't afford it. And they always go straight to the kids. No, there's programs specifically just for the kids. If you want to feed the kids, hey, let's there's some organization that's going to feed the kids at school. Why should a kid have to pay? If we have so much hunger, then every kid that goes to school should have a free freaking breakfast and a free lunch. Hey, Rainwater. Yeah, and I believe those tree things, Lady D, the only problem is they got to plant them and then you got to wait for years before the stuff comes up. That's the only bad thing with the trees. But yeah, the community gardens, we got quite a few here, and we do have a couple of churches actually do community gardens. And they do let the homeless, which our homeless population has dropped compared to a lot of other places. But that's because the community has come in to play and all that. They have built a lot of micro houses to allow them to live in, but they do have to got to follow the rules. No, they don't go as far as no, you can't have alcohol, that they can't have any alcohol incidents in the little community or in their micro homes that they're staying in. They do got to try to better themselves. They do have a community phone that they use to help them have a way to communicate and get a job, get them back on their feet. So, I mean, it's working, but, no drugs, which I completely understand. Hey, at least you can smoke your cigarettes. You just got to smoke outside the little micro homes. And, yeah, you cause problems, you're out of there. Yeah. And then, but some people, once they get into that homeless life, they don't want to leave it. That's all they know. So, some of them actually need somebody to talk to and somebody to see what's going on mentally or emotionally. Because just because you're homeless doesn't mean you're homeless because you made bad economic choices, which majority of them are, but there's a couple that, yeah, they need counseling. They probably might need some drugs or some kind of intervention for drug addictions and stuff. Don't get me wrong, I'm not slamming on them. So, but I love it when I see everything that other people complain about. They cut my food stamps. Oh no. And I love the new law where they're freaking man. Some states are mandating that DNA test needs to be done before you can force somebody to pay child support. Yeah. And the ladies that don't like it or bitch are complaining about it are hoes. Yeah, I'll say it straight out. You're hoes. I'm Indians calling you a hoe. If you're just with one dude and you had kids, it shouldn't be a problem to do a freaking blood test to prove those kids are his. They're more freaking worried about, well, I'm not going to get money because I don't want to say that Tyrone's the one that freaking got me pregnant. So I'd rather have Bobby GB. He has money. No, 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 no. We ain't going to play that game no more, ladies. I think they need to add a little rule to that law. They deny the DNA testing, then they don't get no child support, and they don't get no government assistance. Yeah, all for taking care of the kids, one way or the other. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to take benefits away from kids that really need it, but the mama wants to live on welfare. Mama doesn't want to name the baby daddy and prove it through blood tests. The mama shouldn't get no freaking government assistance. Easy as pie. Think about it. What's so hard? But it's a right not to say. Well, it's a right for the person not have to pay, especially if there's no proof. Why is the guy always guilty before proven innocent? DNA test will make him innocent if it's not him. Most people bleed more. Oh, well, the person was convicted and put in jail for 20 years, and they find out later that he didn't rape that girl. She made up the whole thing. Exactly. It always comes back. It's always the lady lying. So now we're putting ladies, and don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about all you female adult ladies. I'm talking about The ones that want to call themselves ladies and they go on, I miss Jerry Springer. I'll go on Jerry Springer and then they find out, yeah, they're hoes. Yeah. We need to get rid of them. You realize down in our freaking country, get the flock out. That's all I got to say. Deport them too. Like, damn, Trust, you're hard. No, I'm not hard. I'm just a realistic. But hey, if you're really bored, you got nothing to do in your community, look up community gardens. They always need help. And don't worry, they're not going to start you off with a shovel having to dig a hole and all that. Half the time they're going in there, they give you the thing and they may give you a water hose. Say, hey, just water them down. Yeah. Unless you just show up when the tillers and the shovels and the hose are there, then yeah, there you go. There's hose again. You got hose everywhere. Yeah. But, yeah, I'm trying to see. And it pissed off a lot of Democratic leaders when Trump announced that he wanted to make a I forgot what Trump called it, but a veterans, you know, I won't call it a tower, but a veterans community. We do have some retirement homes for veterans, but it's very hard to get into. It's always booked. You got to wait for somebody to die, you know. And in ways, that's his way of trying to help the homeless veterans there in some states, which is deeply appreciated. We should take care of the veterans, but a lot of people don't realize. A lot of people who beat on the street are veterans. They just don't say nothing. Some of the cops, the fire department, the nurses. Yeah, you run through, never really knew any background. We find out they're veterans. Hmm. Even though we're only less than, I think it was what they calculate, 3% of the U.S. population are veterans. When you're out in the public and the public service stuff, it's usually the veterans that left one life and started another, and they're still helping community. What's up with that? What about the rest of the people? What are they doing? I know they ain't farmers. Oh, that's right. They're politicians. Yeah, that's the way I put it. Did you know foods can be fueling your allergies? Go to unbranded.com/lifestyle. Let me see if I can read a couple of them. Oh, it's a video, so no, you'll have to go there. Unbranded/lifestyle.com. And they're fueling your allergies by increasing flare ups. Oh yeah, Lady D. Here's another one that's really devastating on me. I told you eggplants are bad for you. Well, yeah, I found out that bell peppers are bad for you too after you get over 65, I think. Yeah, it's funny how the scientists have gotten it down to certain ages. You need to stop eating certain things. And mainly, it's not all the bell peppers, just prepares how you prepare them, but the green ones are really bad for you. They even said don't even eat them when you're under 60. So, yeah. So you notice I've been talking about jalapenos for years, ever since I started the channel. I think when I was doing the scrapping, I talked about jalapenos, and yeah, and they've never been put on a recall list. They've never been saying that they're going to kill you because they got so many good things in jalapenos. Now, they got everything, but So many good things to help clean your system out, get aggravated and motivated and all that. So, well, Lady D, the thing is with the green bell pepper plants, when you get them, let them stay on their vine until they change colors. Because eventually, not all of them, but eventually most of them will change colors if you leave them on there the longer. A lot of mine will change to like a yellowish, sometimes red. Either that or they mixed up the seeds. But most of the time, I'll get them and, Don't worry, Ziva Mom. You can always eat cabbage and avocados. Yeah. Yeah. I can see Lady D now throwing some cabbage in her blender and she's adding some avocado and she's going to make herself a morning smoothie. Oh, yeah. It's coming to a sky near you, Lady D. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's funny, a lot of things came to mind last night watching Cola and with Tin and all that on there last night. And one thing, and even with AI is making people more stupider. People will not read. They are so lazy to read. They won't read their Bibles, so they listen to preachers or watch TV shows where they're screaming at you saying, "You got to give money. You got to give money." I remember when religion was taught, and the preacher say, "You're gonna burn if you do this." Now it's like, you're going to burn if you don't give us money. No, 10 was on Zola's last night. She will be live on Sunday, though. You missed, I even sang in chat for her. I was like, where are you tonight? Why did you leave us here all alone? I told her I was singing that on Sunday when she didn't freaking do her show on Sunday or Tuesday. Or both days. I think it was Tuesday she didn't do a show. And we didn't know why. I'm like, what the heck? I think I'm gonna do a short video and I'm gonna put it out there so everybody can see it. Cause yeah. Hey Al, how you doing? We even mentioned Al Bundy last night and Married with Children. Yeah, and Al missed it. Man, he would have been the star of the night if he would have shown up. But it was pretty late. Ziva says, "Oh, you're gonna make kimchi today? Ooh, see, I'll sacrifice some of my body for kimchi. Kimchi is good." Ziva says, "Doc screaming at me. He said no sodium, sugar, calcium, carbs, or something else." Yeah, no food. Now, I don't know. I'm not giving you any medical things, but your body needs sodium, especially when it's hot and you're sweating. That's the only way you're going to retain water in your system. So I'm not going to say don't go completely no sodium because I proved this to my doctors. So talk to your doctor or do what I did. I completely cut freaking all sodium out. And when they did my blood test, they're like, "Oh shit, you need sodium in your body." I was like, whoa. And I even showed them the papers from the last blood test. You said I had too much sodium. I told you I don't use the processed food stuff. I barely put any sodium when I cook. I just put enough for flavor. And this is the one I use. Yeah, they were dumbfounded. So they don't tell me about sodium anymore. Yeah. And then calcium, well, there's ways to get calcium. There's certain milks you can drink and those that you don't. Even if you're not lactose intolerant, there's some milks you need to avoid. I've never seen any problems with goat milk, so yeah, you may want to get a milk and milk it every day. Goat milk's okay. Just got to get used to it. Yep, and as you get older, there's certain foods you're going to have to eat. Fruits, vegetables, you're definitely going to need to eat because otherwise you're not going to be able to stop your muscles from deteriorating. As you get older, your muscles deteriorate, and you're going to wake up one morning and sit at the edge of the bed, and you're going to feel this strange feeling in your body that your legs don't want to freaking, support you. So you're sitting on the bed and what the hell I got to do? I got to pee, and my legs don't want to work. You don't want to do that, but there's certain foods you can eat to keep your lower extremities strong from bones to muscles, tendons, and everything else. And if you haven't reached the age of 60, 65 yet, yeah, you need to look that up, do your own research, and then talk to your medical professional, which they'll probably tell you the same thing and be like, what the hell are you talking about? What do you mean that does this? Natural foods. A lot of these doctors, it's just the extra paycheck that they're getting from pharmaceuticals. And some of the medicines you take are the thing deteriorating your body too. You got to realize that. Oh no, Lady D's freaking attacking us with food porn. The dinner will be teriyaki baked chicken thighs, green beans, and rice. Whoa, 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 whoa. What kind of rice? The white rice? Brown rice? Dirty rice? Rice that sticks to your ribs? Come on, you gotta be specific. You gotta tackle some food porn, Lady D. Yeah, Albany, unfortunately, you're gonna have to eat prunes when you get older. And you don't have to eat a lot of prunes. I think it's like 2 or 3 prunes every other day. And that'll help your body out. Just wait for the days that you feel constipated and eat the prunes. Or do it like I do. I get Big Newtons. I make sure I get the sugar free one. So red rice. Ooh, jasmine. Ooh. Yeah, dates do work also. And you got to be careful when you get older too, because guess what? Some nuts out there, you don't want to put them on your lips. You definitely don't want to put them in your mouth, and you don't want your digestive system to deal with them. Do the research, find which nuts you should avoid. Keep your mind out of the gutter. Come on now. I'm talking about nature's food. Be surprised some of those nuts out there can actually kill you. They work against your liver, definitely. I can't remember if it works against your kidneys too, but I believe it does too. Very hard in your stomach as you get older. Oh yeah, craisins. I do enjoy craisins. What's wrong with Brazilians, Al Bundy? You need to clarify. Everybody from Brazil's gonna be like, "What? Al Bundy doesn't like my nuts." Just joking, buddy. Sounds like something Peggy would say. Oh, Ziva, mom, you're not old. I don't think anybody's older than me. But after this next birthday, is it? Yeah, next month. I got 6 years to go. Yeah, that's why I've been doing more and more research on all these foods and stuff. What I'm going to be eating when I'm 112. Yeah. All these Brazilian nuts are waxed. Well, you don't like your nuts hairy there, buddy? Ziva, you're 71. What the? No way. You don't even sound like you're 71. Here, I was thinking you're like 40. Come on now. Well, you sound pretty good in chat for 71. That's all I'm going to say. You're giving Jane Seymour a run for her money. Yeah, the only reason I'm bringing this up is because, certain things got brought up last night at Colas. And, well, I had a conversation with my sons. I'll be going back over there again this evening to help him out in his yard, but when the heat goes down. But I was telling him about alcohols. He likes to have a couple of beers every week, and I tell him, yeah, you better enjoy it now because later on in life, he's not going to. Alcohol is a bad thing for you if you're older. See, I really don't even think 71's that old because, I read the Bible, and the Bible says I can live to be 120 if I do what the good Lord says to do. And I know I got some bad habits I'm working on to get rid of, but yeah, I believe what the Bible says because God, our Heavenly Father, does not lie. So I believe I'll be around to 120 as long as I don't step in front of a bus. And yeah, I don't take any of those trips like those kids on Final Destination movies did. And yeah, I stay off roller coasters. I don't drink alcohol. And I was trying to explain that one to the kiddo. It was like, yeah, even when you get older, you're not even be able to drink anything. The closest thing that might be halfway healthy for you is red wine, but it's a specific red wine. And yeah, hopefully when you're saving up for retirement, you can afford the red wine that they're talking about because it's got to be brewed a certain way. Yeah, you got to watch out for that yeast, those yeast infections and stuff, Al. Yeah, come on now. But let's see what else. Oh, I'm trying to think of that freaking kubacha. Lady D probably knows what kubacha is. Isn't that like a natural, like, I don't know, somewhere between a coffee and a hot chocolate? I've seen advertising for it about 6 months ago, but never had one. They say that's actually when you get older, kombucha would be something pretty decent and healthy for you to drink. See, I don't know what kombucha is. It looks like hot chocolate to me, but Oh, okay. See, see, I've never had it. One of these days, I'm gonna. Oh yeah, maybe I'll write to Dr. Pepper and tell him, hey, why don't you make a healthy version of Dr. Pepper and call it kombucha pepper? Yeah, yeah. So I want to try that one time. Because anytime, well, I haven't gone in a long time because my friends know I'm just a designated driver and they used to abuse me. Now I charge them gas buddy ahead of time, and I don't even think it's the gas buddy I charge them. I think it's more if they throw up my vehicle when I'm taking them home. We're going to the, you know, car wash, and after they clean up all their mess and spend the rest of their money making sure my vehicle's good, I spray them down, and then they're sitting in the back. Our buddy's like, Dr. Pepper counts as prune juice. Hush your mouth. Now I understand why Al Bundy and all those shows always had a group of guys in his garage having those private meetings of a no ma'am. Yeah, we know what that was all about. Yeah, today's day and age just explains it all, Al. Sorry. Oh, Ziva, you better hush your mouth. Dr. Pepper is not made with prune juice. You better back off. So I did read stories also lately about about why today's cannabis is so unhealthy for you now. It's because all the stuff they've added to it. Thanks, federal government. It's not as potent. It doesn't get you as high. It doesn't make you feel better. It actually makes you nauseated and gives you freaking health problems. So all I got to say for those that live in cannabis states, should have listened to us when High Times came out and we were freaking pushing way back when in the 70s that grow your own. Don't let it mix in with anything else, even if they legalize it, which they did in a lot of states. And yeah, growing your own is definitely healthier. Think about it. Oh, I saw a commercial with, let's see, where are those two female actresses on Friends? Um, a blonde haired ditzy one, and the one that was on, I can't even think of the horror movies. They've been doing a commercial that's been all over everywhere. They include YouTube about some I don't know, some app game that you can play. I looked at both of them. Even when they used makeup, they aged. They've been partying too hard. They hit the wall not once, not twice, but three freaking times. I mean, they still look good compared to Whoopi Goldberg, but I think it's time for them to retire. Amazonian mastery. I don't know. You know, Wonder Woman was an Amazonian, and yeah, yeah, tie me down. Gal Gadot, tie me down, and yeehaw, right a cowboy, baby. That's all I got to say. I don't know which Amazonians you've been freaking, you know, avoiding their owl, but I'll take the women where Wonder Woman came from. See, I mentioned Wonder Woman, two more people pop into the stream. That's funny. Lady D's like, you talking about me? I don't know. How tall are you, Lady D? There's certain requirements. You got to be a certain height. No, Lady D, you didn't get taller. You're just standing on your desk chair. Yeah, yeah. Al, buddy, you're sick. You're going to take Marcy too. Oh, no, 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 no. You keep her with your Whoopi Goldberg and your Rosie O'Donnell and your little French chalet. You know, you're 6'1" now? Really? Hey, let me know when you get 6'5". Bounce, wow, wow. Yeah, most of my life I dated women taller than me. Half of them were, I won't say, well, I won't even say half. I'll say a third of them were actually models, not supermodels. I did date one that ended up becoming a supermodel, and we're still friends, but I can't mention the name out of respect, out of friendship. But yeah, I used to get picked on all the time in high school and in college and my pre-military days, and then even during my military days, there's a couple that showed up that do the USO tour thing, and they like, insert trust real name in there, and you hear them screaming, and all the guys are turning around looking, and they run up to me and give me a hug, like a big old giant kiss. And, no tongue, just a big kiss, because we did date, and they're like, "How the hell?" Yeah, and I'm only 5'5". Think about it. Yeah, but it didn't matter because, yeah, dynamite comes in small packages. Remember, and I'm packed with nitroglycerin, baby. You normally 5'11". Yeah. When winter comes around, you'll be shrinking. Your body's like, it's cold. They call it the view because people are stupid enough to go over there and listen to them, and you're stuck having to look at them. Al. No, I'm not really a smooth talker. I'm just like, hey, I'm one of those that used to rock climb before they invented the safety ropes and stuff. And yeah, they saw my skills. Like, I don't see nothing wrong with a woman being taller than a man. But either way, that's why it's so hard here. Most of the women here are short. I do have a thing. I do like short women too. Not the average woman, but yeah, the taller women are like, especially when they shave their legs. Oh my, nice and smooth. But anyway, I'm gonna get my mind. I'm starting to walk towards the curb. I need to turn around. There you go. Buddy, have black. Okay, Pocahoney. We're gonna call you Pocahoney. You can go hang out with Pocahontas at the casino. All right. My biggest thing is I meet women and they're average size. They'll say they're probably like 5'8", 5'9", and they don't even give me a freaking a the benefit of the doubt because I'm shorter than them. They want tall, dark, and handsome. Well, you know what they end up getting? Tart, uh, tall, bad tanned, and stupid. Yeah, and they end up getting divorced 3 years later. Oh, he treated me so bad. Hey, you made your choices. Most women overlook short guys, and that's y'all's fault. Like, and now that us men have decided, oh, yeah, we're not doing the dating scene anymore because you think you're too good. And I've seen better walls, in a war zone than half these ladies do because they got to throw makeup on that cakes them. So, no, I'm in search for a very kind, down to earth human being, female, you know. A plain Jane, you could put it, tall or very short, doesn't matter which. And we'll see where it goes. I won't say we'll start with friendship because anytime you meet anybody, you're starting this friendship. Just depends how close you let the friend get to you, to be a friend. Oh, yeah. You tall guys deserve the misery. The funny thing you say that, Lady D, is the only reason I'm short is because my sports injuries as a young age that I stopped growing because my plates got destroyed. To keep growing, average height of my family is 6 foot. Um, Most people never believed that till my sons were born. And they're like, even the coach was like, you'll never can make the NFL. You got to be at least 6 foot. Bullshit. You don't have to be 6 foot to be a football player unless you ain't got no skill. And all you got is muscle. So you can be on the front line to block. You got to have speed. You got to have skill. You got to have moves. You got to have a brain to think, reaction. There's a lot of things that go in it, but half these coaches in high school didn't know crap. How do I know? Because I was a quarterback for my middle school. We went all the way to state. And they wouldn't let me play in the state championships because I had long hair, which is bullshit. It was underneath the helmet. Talking about being prejudiced. Yeah. I got Indian heritage in me too. I had straight, long, freaking hair, and I kept a little bit underneath my shoulders. Drove the women wild. Yeah, pal. You know, you take those women, and let them make you miserable. When they finally get to me, I still make it feel like it's the first time. 'Cause it feels like the first time. My kids all through high school were like 5'6" to 5'8", and then when they got out of high school, they hit 6'1", 6'2". Ziva's like 5'4". Well, hello, Ziva. Just remember, age is just a number. And as long as your name ain't Miley Cyrus or what's that one that went up in the freaking Blue Horizon freaking thing? Yeah, Katy Perry. That's top. Let's have some coffee. And it's funny too because I hear all these blogs from guys and like I'm so pissed off. I'm trying to get a date with this woman that I asked if we could meet to have a coffee, and the lady got all pissed off. She deserves to have steak and wine and dine. So fuck that. You're meeting her for the first time coffee. If they can't accept a freaking coffee, then you know what? They ain't worth it. They got an attitude. Like I've always said, and I run with my model. They all think they're queens and princesses, but they ain't got no kingdom. And they ain't got no money. Think about it. Yeah. That's why I laugh when I run the ones that I'm a princess. No, you're not a princess. You're a wannabe. You're a unicorn. And unicorns are extinct, so think about it. Yeah. You need a king to make you a princess. Yeah, I told you you need to tell freaking Whoopi to freaking stop bugging you, man. I know she's just 16 years younger than you, but damn, even what's his name dumped her after he even divorced her. Would have let her come back. There's only so many pillows you can, you know, put over her face before they start imprinting the pillowcases. Think about it. Dun dun dun. Okay, hold on. I gotta check an email real quick. What we're doing? Oh, that's bullshit. I'm just getting notified. I was supposed to get delivery on Friday for my new washer, and they just sent me an email when they haven't even called me to schedule an appointment, and they're saying, "Oh, one of our partners can deliver, and your appointment's been, your washer's been rescheduled to Saturday." Damn, ticked off now. But hey, good thing is I could probably go live tomorrow then. Oh, this is breaking from the telegraph.com. Go check it out. Do your own research. But their story is Chinese kill switches found in U.S. solar farms. Yeah, so if you got solar panels and stuff that you bought from the Chinese, which is the mass producer of solar panels, they put kill switches in them. What was that for? Hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to see what else is in the news real quick. And if you want to know prices are going up, yeah, they can't blame it on the tariffs, but can figure it out. Go to eatthisnotthat.com. More national chains have just raised menu prices. Yeah, and they're showing burger and fries. So yeah, somebody's raising prices. Oh, great. Let me go to parade.com real quick because there's a variety of pantry staples that had just been recalled. You click on that and let's see if they put a list or they did a video. The more and more you read these recalls, you really wonder if they're really being recalled for a reason or if they're being recalled for backstock. I'm telling you, it may sound like a conspiracy, but I don't think it's a conspiracy. Some of the stuff. I mean, I haven't seen toilet paper get recalled yet. Have you looked at the ingredients of toilet paper? May contain wood. I haven't seen that on there. So why haven't they started recalling toilet paper yet? Think about it. And I'm trying to find that one recall that this new browser didn't save because there was like glass particles in this food. But I haven't found it yet. I'll keep looking for it. I might just do a short next time it comes around. Okay, recall products include rice mixes, soups, spicy mixes and powders, porridge mix, padas, and badams. And you can go to the USDA, FDA site and you can see the list of all of them and the brand names and all that that have been recalled in what states. Because they're not listing that there. They just say go to the FDA, USDA website. So, yeah, I knew there was going to be more recalls. Always got to do it. Oh, I got another top loader. I need the agitator. Even though I really wanted the front loader, it was like $130 more LED. And looking at the model I got versus the front loaders, it really was going to save me more electricity. So, but I complained about the price. It was up to 650 that for the one I got, but it's due. It'll last me forever. This last one I got, I donated my brand new washer dryer when I got divorced back in 2008 to the church, and they were brand new too. I just didn't want the ex to get them. I bought them cash and got a good deal on them. So I donated their church for their auction thing, and they made their money and more. And 'cause I was living in an apartment at the time, so I didn't have a place for a washer dryer for one. And then when they heard that I was moving out and getting a place, the church actually got me a used washer and dryer. And I've had them forever and a day. And I still got the dryer. When that goes out, I change the heating element in it. Cost me $7 and did the work, and it's still working to this day. It's well over 20 years old. And, well, yeah, because it's like a 19 something model. So over 20 years old on that one. And the washer finally gave out. I went in there and first time I ever opened up the washer, and I'm like, oh my God, somebody went there and they cut wires and they did everything the wrong way. And I was surprised they even lasted as long as it did. But I said, I'm not even going to mess with it. And looking at the parts, when I get all the parts just to replace everything, it would have been more than the brand new washer. So that's why I bought it. Yeah. I've always liked top washers over side ones, but I was looking at economy also. And this one has like a super cold thing where it actually doesn't put as much water in there and it still does everything and saves money and all that other stuff too. So I'm like, okay. And it was rated pretty high, so I'm gonna do it. And it's from Whirlpool, so I never had problems with Whirlpool really. So yeah, Ziva's mom. We used to have a company here that the guy would, they'd pick up all the washers people didn't want because supposedly they didn't work, and he'd fix them. Then he'd rent them out for I think it was 6 months at $50 a month, and after the 6 months, you owned it. So I mean, you rented it for 6 months, $300, and then you owned it, which wasn't too bad. It's half the price of the washers, especially nowadays. I don't know what it is now, but he ended up closing and moving. If he wouldn't have moved, he'd probably still be here making bank. So, and if I had the trailer and one extra person, I'd probably be doing the same thing he was doing because washers and dryers, except for the newer ones, most of them are pretty easy to work on. Most of the parts are inexpensive. There are some parts that are expensive, but when you get a mess out of them donated because people want them removed, then that means you got parts and you can check them. There's ways to check them, make sure it works. And then you don't have to order the parts or pay for them. Makes it easier sometimes. I used to do that with some other equipment. I'd fix it and then I'd turn around and find somebody that really, really needed one. But if they could afford it, then I'd charge them for the parts I paid to get it going again, which wasn't too bad because I think the most I ever charged anybody for anything was like $30. And they had a brand new freaking appliance in their house. That worked for years because I told them never call me. They got a problem again. And they never called me saying they had a problem. So, which turned out good. So, things I learned as growing up as a teenager. So, sometimes you don't need to go to trade school. Trying to look at here. There are tornado threats today. Go to AccuWeather.com to see where. Right now, it looks like, I don't know. Looks like Nebraska, Rapid City, Minneapolis, Milwaukee, Chicago. So the storm's going to be getting. And it's starting this afternoon, so the weather's not too bad right now. Cheapisms reporting Subway has closed 1,645 locations. You go and see which state has lost the most. Yeah, my son mentioned Subways to me yesterday when we were talking, working on his yard, and he said he tried the new foot-long Doritos one. He still goes Subway, I don't. And he said it was okay, but they didn't put enough stuff in it, which I didn't understand. If you're telling them what to put in it and you tell them you want the Doritos one, why are they being lenient and not putting more meat or whatever else you want in it? Then I thought you're supposed to have it your way. Oh, here's going to be a fun one for you Walmart lovers. IrishStar.com reported yesterday Walmart implements parking fees for shoppers at certain locations. Go to IrishStar.com to see which locations or what states. Yeah, Walmart's freaking going to grab more money. And Climate Compass, I posted 2 weeks ago, but I'll go ahead and put it at their Climate Compass because I know there's people out there worried about the climate. The Great America Drought, why our water crisis is just beginning. And the Independent just reported less than an hour ago James Bond star Joe Don Baker has passed away at age 89. His face looks familiar, but I can't bring it up because it's a small picture. And here you go, Climate Compass again. They must be watching my show and listening what I'm talking about. They're saying why some scientists believe global warming is a natural cycle. Because it is. Man, are they finally taking their heads out of their butts and realizing they're not as smart as they think they are? Yeah. And you know, I can prove that for all you alien believers. You think aliens messed with our DNA and created us? We're not as smart as aliens, so yeah. How the hell we know how this world runs if aliens created it? Think about it. So I just read your Bibles. Everything that's in the Bible comes to fruition. Oh yeah, I watched the newscast from mainstream media. I believe it was NBC News, and that interview with residents from South California. You know, you know, just north of Tijuana. And I've been reporting on this for months, if not a year at least by now. But the sewage system that they've been dumping all their sewage into the Pacific Ocean and its ruined beaches and everything else in California. Well, Mexico finally got off their butt and they're working on a new sewer system, which is probably just bigger pipes to funnel out to the Pacific. But the Southern California residents have been warned not to go outside for any reason whatsoever for the next couple of days, or at least up to Sunday, because Mexico is trying to put in the new sewer system for Tijuana, and they should have construction completed by Sunday. So these residents are told to stay at home, even when they can still smell it from within their homes. And these are people who live 30, 40, 50 miles away. Yeah. And they're told to use air purifiers in their house and run them constantly. So, what the fuck? I think that's a cover up. I don't think they're changing anything but the size of the sewer pipes. And they're using this time to tell everybody to stay inside so they don't watch all the illegals are smuggling in. Think about it. Conspiracy theory? I don't think so. Possibility? Oh, yeah, 50% chance. But do your own research, find out yourself. Because do you really trust Mexico after they've been dumping all that sewage from their bathrooms and all that into the ocean? Yeah, think about it. Yeah, it's called evaporation. Evaporation. Watch the movie Grease to learn about procreation. Yeah, I gotta have. I used to have my oil and vinegar when I went to Subways, but now I'm like, yeah, that's true, Al Bundy. But you know, you got to understand, the Southern California, they didn't poop in the curbs, streets, and sidewalks, and they're getting all this shit from Mexico. It is so bad that I reported on this. Navy SEALs had their training on the beaches. They have to be bussed about 30 to 50 miles away north just so they can do their ocean training. And that's pretty bad when even the Navy SEALs won't go in the water. I mean, believe me, I've been in benjo ditches and shit. Excuse my French, in South Korea, and yeah, so as we had the opportunity, I'd take off the boots, socks, anything that was there, and they'd go in a wastebasket to be burned. I wouldn't even try to wash them; just burn it, and have to get new stuff. And yeah, and I spent about 30 minutes in there with blazing hot water, scrubbing with a steel brush to get anything that might have entered my pores. Yeah, it was pretty bad, but that's why I tell you, watch where you get your rice from. Some countries use human feces as fertilizer, and yeah, unless you don't mind it, right? Not being able to read where it came from is not an excuse for stupidity. That's all I gotta say. That's why I've gone to certain other ones, which I still haven't had yet, but I'll make it. You got invincible foot fungus in Korea. Yeah. Yeah. It's gotten so bad in certain parts. I saw stories, read war stories, of course, and it said a lot of ocean fish are migrating to other places that they haven't been before. And that's making the fishermen not be able to fish in their areas. So where are they coming to? They're coming to North America. Well, not the southern part of the Pacific by California because they got visas there. But could it be with the stuff they're dumping from Japan? Hmm. Into the ocean. Hmm. Yeah. And as I reported before, and nobody else is doing any reports on it, just off the coast of California, a little farther north than where Tijuana is from. They found the barrage of all those radiation barrels. That some, I don't know, contractor, don't know if it was from the government or not, which most likely is, dumped in the ocean. They're just sitting at the bottom of the ocean, waiting for the steel to rust out, and then everything leaks out. Think about it. And of course, let's talk about lithium. They found a big lithium deposit in Nevada. And they want to freaking dig it up. I just want to know how close it is to what's that mountain is where they put all the nuclear radiation in barrels and then put it in that mountain. I can't remember the name of the mountain, but yeah, they store it in the mountain. And they swear it's going to be good. Yeah. But at least with, let's see, at least with them leaking out old news from back in the 80s, well, all the money they funneled to dig all these bunkers and stuff, because those stories got leaked way back in the 80s, and they're bringing them back again like it's just yesterday. Yeah, think about it. A lot of people don't realize, though, those bunkers are not going to be for all the political people. A lot of the political people are like, oh, I'm a congressperson. You have to let me in. No. Who's the one's going to be protecting those bunkers and allowing people in? Yeah. If anything, it's going to be the military. There's only be some people that are going to be in there, and they're not going to supply every politician and let them in all these places. Well, you got to think about it. When they got to restart the government, what are these congressmen going to do? They don't know how to grow anything. There ain't going to be no money for them to rob. They don't know how to make any decisions that are wise or common sense wise. So there's still reason to have them. Like Pelosi, she's out of a job. I think the first military person lets Pelosi in one of these bunkers when there's an emergency. He's going to get his, a cap. I'm just going to put it that much because as much alcohol as she could drink, yeah, think about it. If they're storing any alcohol down in those bunkers, well, that's pallets less because Pelosi's going to be in there. So they already got the name. They already got the list. I guarantee it's not going to be Democrats. So I think I have a better chance to get in one of those bunkers than half those politicians right now. They're in there. Come on, AOC, really? What is she going to bring to the table? Let me be the guard at the freaking bunker door, because that's what I'd be asking half these people. What are you bringing to the table? I'm so and so, and that's outside, but inside you have no jurisdiction. Yeah, inside there's no. Yeah, we've the U.S. Constitution is inside the bunker. Everything else is outside the bunker. You never believed in the U.S. Constitution, so guess what? Bye. You got 5 seconds to move, or you're gonna find out how that January 6th person that got shot and murdered felt like. That's what I would say. Because those people that politicians, judges, all the other crap that cause all the problems at all these places in New Jersey and Houston and all that. They're damn lucky that the guards know what to do at these federal prisons. They're holding all the gangbangers in there because they want to push people around. I think there's more violence in those videos I saw from them trying to demand because they're Congress people to go in. I think they should have just pulled their guns and started opening fire and say they felt threatened. Think about it. A female vet got killed that was behind a locked door with a broken window, and she's not even the one that broke the window. And a supposedly city federal cop now was allowed to murder her because he felt scared, but he was behind a locked door. Yeah. 400 cats fed. Only 400? Damn. Some of them got deported or what, Ziba? I only got a few more minutes. I'm going to close it off. Say some time for later. Uh-oh. Here's not a good one. Go to thehealthy.com. Reported within 4 hours ago. Lady D, I hope you're sitting down. If you're not, you better sit down real quick. All right, ready? You ready? I'm going to click on it. The headline reads, the more than 50,000 gallons of ice cream recalled nationwide. I knew that was going to come. I was waiting for it. That's why I was stalling. Okay. If summer had an official sound, it might be the tiny melodies cracking through an ice cream truck speakers. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. After all, the occasional scoop is a hot weather must have. Just enjoy it in a moderation. But just 2 weeks after 40,000 cartons of ice cream were recalled, now more ice cream has reportedly been recalled due to potential contamination. Wednesday, which was yesterday, if I remember, according to my calendar, the U.S. Food Drug Administration announced a recall of 16,905 tubs of ice cream and frozen yogurt, affecting a total of 22 different products. In total, that's 50,715 gallons. The report indicates foreign material, plastic mainly, may be present in the ice cream product. FDA reports lists the recalling firm as Wells Enterprise Incorporated, a Lamar's Iowa-based company whose site says Wells is the largest privately held family-owned ice cream and frozen treat manufacturer in the U.S. The talent of production for brands like Blue Bunny, Halo Top, Creamery, Blue Ribbon Classics, and Cheesecake Factory at home. Recall products reportedly sold in 3-gallon tubs. Given that the largest ice cream container sold at grocery stores is typically 1.5. Okay. Oh, they list a lot of them flavors too. Rocky Road, Mocha Almond, Peanut Butter Fudge, Country Rich Vanilla, Scooper Hero, Cotton Candy. Oh, there's a lot. Oh, man. Took a whole page. I'm not going to read them all. So go to the USDA website and find out where, when, how, and all that other stuff. But just when the heat starts rising, ice cream is being recalled. You know who probably is not going to turn in their recall stuff? Nancy Pelosi. I hear she's got a big ass freezer, industrial freezer with ice cream in it. Oh, excuse me, I gotta sit still. Yeah, that took a while. It was like 2 hours I saw it, and then they finally bring out the story. Hey, guess what? Newsweek just reported an hour ago Los Angeles votes for a $30 minimum wage. Yeah, I'm looking at the people in the picture, and none of them have the appearance of even knowing any skills are worth $30. Yeah. Hey, the cooking booty is protecting you from those ice cream recalls. Go check them out at thecookingbooty.com. They have 7 no machine ice cream recipes you can make at home. See? Might as well try it and learn it now. Because SHTF happens. You'll be the hit of the freaking county if you can make your own ice cream and it doesn't require a machine. Dun dun dun. I bet Lady D's gonna try it. I bet she's looking at the cookingbooty.com website right now. Or she's writing it down to look at it later. And I'm not even gonna look at that one. DualShockers.com is reporting over 89 million Steam accounts said to be compromised in data breach. So if you have a Steam account, you might have been breached. And Kansas City Star is reporting a plea deal collapse. Fallout between Hunter Biden and the IRS. Somebody's going to jail. No plea bargain's gonna come. Nice knowing you. Okay, no more recalls on that one. Gotta check 2 more and then I'll know if all of it is done. Hey, CBS is reporting Calista lied to the Supreme Court hearings, the arguments over the Trump's birthright citizenship order. They're probably going to vote against it, but in all reality, yeah. It's human smuggling of illegal. Yeah, think about it. It really is. And it's funny because even USA Today is reporting on it. Starbucks workers are walking out over a new dress code because Starbucks is saying they have to wear certain clothing now instead of others, and the employees don't like it. Well, I guess they don't want their $15 an hour, huh? Bye. Oh, here's probably the last recall because I just the last one. And then I'll check chat and then we'll call it a day because I know it's a long one. It's like a 2 hour stream. Okay, this is coming from parade.com. Several ready to eat foods have been recalled in connection with a listeria outbreak. Here's what's to know. Parade.com is where you'll find it. When it comes to illnesses, there are certain ones that induce a variety of heebie jeebies, the likes of which make our ancestors' spines tingle. Scurvy, the plague, dysentery, listeria, and more recently COVID-19. Others feel like they've been dreamt up by some Disney villain waiting in the wings. Okay, yeah. Get to the story. Perhaps the most notorious of diseases are the ones you can get from consuming food. Dun dun dun. We generally assume that things we eat are safe and prepared in a way that will afford us the best of what Mother Nature has to offer. When you add all the chemicals and all that, yeah, it doesn't. It's not Mother Nature no more. Well, come on, get over here and show me which ones. It's not me, it's this article. I'm going to read through it. Okay, the outbreak was first reported in 2024. However, the FDA and CDC were unable to determine the source of the outbreak. So almost a year later, they still can't really determine it. After collecting environmental samples from fresh and ready foods during a routine inspection, the FDA found evidence of listeria and reopened the investigation in April of 2025. The affected products should be identified by use dates, April 22nd to May 19th, and include items from Fresh and Ready Foods, City Point and Market Fresh Foods to Go, and Fresh Takeaway Craveaway. Arizona, Washington, California, and Nevada are the only states where the products were distributed. So it's just West Coast, I believe. Yeah. But yeah, come on, close that out. Hey, GSF, how you doing? And catch up with chat now. Ziva's mom, I think I found out where your salt intake needs to be cut down some. Yeah, when you have your margaritas in the evening, you may need to stop using the salt on the glasses if you have high sodium. Just joking. You don't have an air fryer, Lady D? I have an air fryer. I only used it once for French fries. But yeah, I'm gonna be breaking that out instead of using my oven. I'm gonna start using the air fryer because yeah, the oven heats up the house way too much. 73 and sunny, huh? Well, it's 78 and sunny here, and it feels hot and humid, and no rain in sight. Not till at least Saturday or Sunday. Oh, the Flying Palace? Yeah, we'll see. The Democrats are more pissed off because they've never had a president that they say were better than anybody Trump could ever beat, and they never gotten a gift like that. And for them to assume that, oh, he's accepted the plane so he can put it in his museum. You know the size of that plane? I think the plane could be the museum for Trump. Think about it. Oh, you gotta love those suicide doors, Goose Sniper Farmer. I've always loved suicide doors. You know, Ziva, I was telling my son too that I still got, I think, 9 bottles of beer from a 12 pack I bought almost a year ago. So one of these days I'm going to take them all to his house so he can drink them. The only reason I got them then is because I had a friend over that I knew liked drinking beer, so I got him the beers. I only drank a couple. Yeah, if the Democrats would stop worrying about the stuff that's really not important, like illegal alien criminals, terrorists, and all that being detained, and aircraft trying to be gifted that has not been accepted yet because it's not on U.S. property, um, and actually resolve situations like the budget and other things and get that done and over with. You know, they're the ones. You know, Schumer's like, oh well, we're not going to do any of the judges to question the judges and all that because this airplane gift is more important. Think about it. So Schumer got his answer. They're indicting more judges that have impeded and not done their job properly, which they need to do. And when they do it, you know, they end up getting charged with a felony when they go to court and get their time, whatever it is, and they'll lose their license. They'll never be able to be a judge or practice law again. I'm not saying most of them are all freaking lawyers, and yeah, well, you can figure that one. Well, I lift my cup of coffee to you, Ziva, because I drink alone, but I only drink coffee alone. So sometimes Dr. Pepper, but you know, hey. But today I will be brewing some sweet tea. Yeah, so I'm all out of Dr. Pepper, so it's time to brew the sweet tea and have that for the weekend. No, no, GSF's going to go hunting morals. Dun, dun, dun. Be careful with the bees, though. Oh, special report. And I reported the other day that we had a county where thousands of bees attacked 2 farmers or ranchers and 3 horses, and the 3 horses didn't make it. Did get a report like 4 hours afterwards that one of the ranchers didn't make it either. He passed away at the hospital. But the other rancher did recover, and he is out back at the ranch after it's been uh, cleared and sanitized of any of the bees that were there in that tree. And I'm still trying to see if I can get a picture for one of the media sources to show you the house where the horses were in the tree, and you'd be like, "What the hell?" I guess they're inside the tree, and it was a living tree, so I don't know how they got in there, but I guess a woodpecker made a hole or something or whatever, and they decided to build their nest in there, and nobody knew about it. Till it was too late. And the ranchers didn't do nothing wrong. They were just trying to save the horses when they got attacked because the horses were being attacked by the thousands of bees. So you can imagine just how big that hive was inside that tree if it was thousands of bees. Because there was no nest or anything outside the tree, so I had to be all inside the tree. So prayers for the family and the horses too. So poor innocent horses, they're doing nothing, just grazing on their property. Oh, never mind. Just when I was getting ready to close it, there's another recall. Telling you. Go to greenmatters.com for the full story, or you can check out the FDA, USDA website. But FDA recalls popular baby food in 8 states due to dangerous levels of lead contamination. Lead, yeah, and baby food. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. Trying to see what brands. Okay, the FDA didn't initiate the recall, but the public supermarkets did initiate it first before the FDA got involved. EPA is stating that highly valuable in variety, artistic durability, and convenience purposes, but for humans it is toxic as poison, especially children and pregnant women are affected when the lead contamination is in edible products or water. So to the growing bodies of toddlers, lead works like bullets, assaulting their sensitive brains and nervous systems. Let's see, trying to get there. Specific product recalls here and are green wise pear, kiwi, spinach, and pea baby food. Product is sold in 4 ounce plastic pouches across 1,400 stores in 8 states. The states include Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, and Kentucky. All products were produced at Bauman Andros LLC, and they initiated the recall on the 9th. But of course, they're reporting on it now. Check the USDA website for the baby food brands, locations, and all that. But they were sold at Publix supermarkets. Okay, I'm almost done to the link because I'm getting notifications and I'm trying to see. Box Weather's talking about fog to tsunami that's rolling over Lake Michigan. So if you live in Michigan, no, it's a fog. You ain't seeing things. What better time than the fog rolling in for you to pop in the movie and watch the fog? Whether it be the original with Adrian Barbeau or the remake, and I don't remember who was in the remake. So, but I think that's all the recalls. We had a lot of recalls today. So much so that, yeah, I don't know. I'm not ready for this weather. Yeah, Albany, same thing here. Sometimes they didn't even use the food grinder. They just use a spoon and smash those peas. Here, eat it. Ah! Speaking of which, I really need to go to the grocery store. But I've been using preps just to rotate, and I got to do a re-inventory again to see what I'm going to have to bill, what I don't have to bill. Definitely going to have to get more water. And I'm afraid to go try to see if they shut off the water today for more road construction stuff. But at least what smart thing they did yesterday when they shut off the water to fix that water pipe, they decided to flush out the fire hydrants in the neighborhood. So, what better time because you got to flush the system out anyway when you freaking, close it up and have to work on it, put a new pipe in. So at least they did that smart thing. But I don't want them to shut the water off again. I enjoy my daily showers, and yesterday really was a freaking pain in the ass for me. But either way, okay. I want to appreciate y'all being the best social media chat group in all the social media world. Remember, we're battling AI, just like video killed the radio star. AI is going to kill social media. That's why I am AI free and I am completely cost free. Those are the two things that are going to kill YouTube and everything else on social media. Because you're seeing it now and you're going to see even more. All the reports are being created by AI, and a person that doesn't know anything thinking AI is going to cover all the real facts. AI doesn't know how to do investigation to bring out the truth. It searches the internet and brings up whatever people are talking about. So that's why you still got to do your own research, still got to read. That's the reason people need to learn reading and writing and arithmetic. Because you got to be able to add 1 and 1. But yeah, thanks for coming out. Hopefully I'll be able to see you tomorrow. Get a chance to go grocery store today, then I'll probably stream tomorrow since they rescheduled my delivery. But do appreciate y'all. Y'all have a blessed day. Be weather wise, hydrate, and most of all, check on each other, especially to live nearby. When you show up and talk to a neighbor, ask them all the recalls we had. Check to see if they got anything, because not everybody gets notified on recalls. Most of them just buy the stuff, don't realize it, and then they eat it, and then they get sick, and then they're in the hospital. And then there you are, you're having to get freaking flowers to go visit them in the hospital. When all you had to do is say, hey, you know about the recalls? Yeah. That's something to talk about. And I remember, still have the shorts on something to talk about today. There's only 4 today, so it's a pretty short one, but you may enjoy it. Don't be surprised if you see nets on there. Y'all have a blessed day. Hopefully I'll catch you tomorrow. I'll watch y'all's videos on the streams and be good to each other. Remember, tell your loved ones you love them because you know what's going to happen in 5 minutes to 24 hours. And, yeah. I'm trying to close all these streams out, which all these recalls really got me going today. Oh, going the wrong way. All right. Y'all stay blessed, not stressed. And remember, wear shoes around the house, especially if you got kids, because you know there's Legos. There's a kid, there's a Lego. Yeah. Ciao. we interrupt this closing video because Lady D's got a important announcement. Remember the golden rule. Which one, Lady D? Don't pee into the wind? That'd be golden. Come on, Lady D. I know you're still there lurking. I see you. Which golden rule are you talking about? She walked away from her computer. Which golden rule are you talking about? There's a lot of them. I think it's the one where you don't pee into the wind. Come on. See, you got 6 people here or 5 people sitting here waiting to see what golden rule you're talking about. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Now that doesn't work. That's why guys stop dating. Yeah. What's the next golden rule? I'm just joking, Lady D, and that does make sense. You gotta treat people the way you want to be treated, and just don't be surprised if they don't treat you the same way back, because there's just assholes out there. Hey, Life of Bobby, yep, don't pay on electric fence. Yeah. Oh, why not? You might want to have a shocking day. Yeah, I forget. Never put your tongue on an electric fence. Somebody might have peed on it. Just remember that. I'll add that one in. You know, but yeah, y'all be safe. I love y'all. Thanks for coming out, and hopefully I was entertaining or informational in one way or the other for y'all. And if I wasn't, then leave a comment when the stream closes, and I'll try to do better. But either way, hey, oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Go check out Longboarding Mom. She dropped a video on barbecued meatloaf. Never had it on a barbecue, but it did get me motivated. Hey, maybe that's what I'll make in the oven today. Unless I find a recipe for the air fryer, then I'll try it in the air fryer. But meatloaf does sound yummy. Meatloaf.